We're almost live, but meanwhile, if y'all are just joining in, we're letting each other know what role do we play in tech, where you're from, and what your favorite ice cream flavor is. And if y'all are watching on YouTube, let us know in the comments what your favorite ice cream flavor is as well. Awesome. All right, we are live. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Building Apps with No Code using Bravo Studio, hosted by Fergie. I'm Grace. I'm the founder of Design Buddies. And just a really brief overview of what Design Buddies is and some ground rules. This is what Design Buddies is. I'm sure I recognize a lot of you in the chat, but I founded Design Buddies really randomly in April of 2020, and we really just wanted to help people and anybody interested in design, no matter what background you come from, just to connect and support designers. And we have a lot of workshops like this, mentorship events, and more. We have 27,000 members and growing on Discord, and we hosted actually 65 plus now, very wholesome events and workshops. And feel free to connect with us on any of our social media platforms. We have a lot of content. And Nabil just dropped some links in the chat. And then just to make sure we're all aligned here, events are recorded, and by attending you grant consent, but you can also attend on YouTube if you don't want to be in the recording at all. You all won't appear in the chat. If in the chat, you won't appear in the recording, so don't worry. But during the event, feel free to just engage via the chat. And if you resonate with something Fergie says, then feel free to just like engage in a chat. And then we'll also have a networking sheet. So please keep all promotional links in that networking sheet to be respectful for all of our speakers. And for our questions, we also have a Slido where y'all can submit all your questions in. This is so they don't get buried on Zoom, and we can submit upload questions or prioritize. But don't worry if you don't get your questions answered. We'll have that Bravo channel in Discord, and Fergie will be in there answering any of your questions as well. And between the workshop and Q&A, you'll be taking a group selfie, and y'all are welcome to get your Design Buddy Zoom backgrounds at that link over there. And then we also really want to encourage everyone to share any takeaways or any works in progresses for your design challenge on social media. Tag Bravo, tag Fergie, tag Design Buddies, and I always reshare your creations on our Instagram stories, as well as retweet them on Twitter. And just connect with each other, say y'all are from this event, on the personalized invite on LinkedIn, hop to Discord, and just have fun and be respectful. With that, I'll pass on the floor to Fergie.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Grace. I'm really excited to be here with all the Design Buddy community today. We have a great workshop that I have decided to come and partner with Bravo Studios to show you exactly just how amazing this tool is. I am a huge fan of it. It is basically the designer's way to make an application. You don't have to focus on doing any kind of coding. It is really simplified and focused on letting you be creative rather than trying to force you into being technical. So that is what we're going to get into today. For anyone who doesn't know my face, my name, hasn't seen me before, all over all kinds of social medias, I'm everywhere. You can find me everywhere. Hello, my name is Fergie, and I'm a UX designer based in London in the UK. And I work in tech consulting, but I also play a huge part in the design community. I really like to share with junior designers, doing portfolio reviews, mentoring sessions, just sharing the design knowledge that I've built up from my 11 years in the industry. I have a kind of bit of a tagline I'm doing at the moment, which is that I want to be the senior designer that I needed when I was a junior designer, because, you know, everybody needs a helping hand. Everybody needs that somebody to help them out and give them career guidance. And that's who I hope to be for younger designers or newer designers. So yeah, I think, let me try and screen share. Hopefully I do this right. Do the right screen. And let me just show you a little bit about Bravo. So to get going, if you have not seen or used or heard of Bravo before, then head over to bravostudio.app and you'll find their website here. And this, everything you need to know about Bravo is here. So you can see that it works with Figma and XD. And today we're focusing on XD because I'm an Adobe XD ambassador. So that's kind of where my loyalties lie. And that's where my expertise are. It's been my preferred tool for many years. So that's kind of where that ambassadorship comes from. So I'm going to show you how you can design your apps in XD, but how you can take something you may have already designed and use the Bravo tags, which are really important, to turn your app designs into a functioning app that you can then also publish and release on the app stores, because Bravo is here to do all of this for us. It's basically the best tool to hold your hand through the whole process, and you don't have to do anything super technical or confusing, because believe me, I wouldn't be able to do that at all by myself. So just to have a look over here, there's a lot of like sample projects and apps that you can take a look at. You can create so much. The possibilities are vast. Let's just say that. You can have apps that are just kind of self-contained. You can have apps that connect via API to so many different things. You know, you could connect to an API database. You could connect to creating user accounts. You can connect to all sorts. API basically opens up the world of things that you can plug your app into. And then, of course, you can test and publish your app. So for testing your app, there is an app on the App Store called Bravo Vision. And hopefully I've got my little screen share thing here. So I've got my phone all hooked up, and I can show you a couple of apps that I have created. And this is Bravo Vision. So what happens is any apps that you've created, you can preview. This is live, like from my phone. So this is things that I've made that I want to test out on my phone before I publish them. Maybe I want to do some user testing. Maybe I'm just making sure everything looks right. So it's quite a lot of things in here, but you can do all sorts really. So if I just open up, for example, Dive Club, this is a really simple application. There's maybe 3 or 4 screens that I used for creating this. I have a bit of a carousel introduction to what the app is. Users can kind of go into it. We have the cutest little octopus as our loading spinner, because that utilizes Lottie files. So there's so much we can do. I have a little like encyclopedia here from like dive trips of creatures and sea animals that I have seen. So, you know, there's like a little photo and a bit of information, but also I could start to do things like filtering and search. We can have menus. We can do all sorts. If I'm done looking at this app, I just have to do a long press on the screen and go back to my main home menu here. And Bravo Vision will again load up all of the different apps. You'll notice we have one here called Design Buddies Yoga. And this is the one that we're going to start to work on here during this workshop. So I'm basically going to take you through a design that I've already mocked up. I'm not here to show you how to design. I'm here to show you how to turn your designs into a functioning app, because believe you me, it is really, really exciting. At least I'm really excited about this stuff. So let me go back to Bravo. If you haven't used Bravo before, be sure to sign up. You can have a free account. And once you have signed up and logged in, you'll have a dashboard. It looks a little something like this. And you'll have some of the sample projects here. So I have my projects, but you would have the sample projects. So feel free to download those. There's, you know, the design files that go with them, so you can kind of inspect it and check them out and really understand how it works. If there's something that one of the samples do that you want to do in your app, you know, there's a lot of resources that Bravo have created and put out here to help you on your journey of creating your first app. You can see if you just scroll down, there's also links to all different sort of tutorials and resources that I mentioned and videos. Excuse me. So if you haven't already, check out Bravo Studios on YouTube. They have an amazing collection of videos. I also do some videos with them for XD, but they release videos every Friday. So they have new videos every Friday. And it covers everything from getting started to making those API connections to connecting with backend services. There is all sorts. So definitely check them out there and go and subscribe. So I'm just trying to tell you all of the things that you need to like save and bookmark that will then help you in creating your app. So the first thing I want to show you, which is the most important thing to remember, is I mentioned something called Bravo tags that we need to add to our design. Now, let me show you exactly what those Bravo tags are. You'll see there's a little menu link here on the left-hand side. It says Bravo tags list. All we have to do is click on that. And this is going to take us to a Notion page. And this is a page that Bravo manage and keep up to date with all of the tags that we need to add to our designs to make it function. So these tags are how Bravo will read our design document from XD and know how to then turn that into a functioning app. So whether that's an interaction, whether that's a transition animation, whether it's an action, a command, whether it's filling out a form. So all of these tags are what help to make everything super interactive and a real app. And trust me, it is so much easier than writing any kind of code. I have tried and failed. So without further ado, let's jump into XD. And I have a design here all kind of ready to go that I'm going to be using as a demo today. So you see we have quite a few things going on, and I'm going to take you through each thing just one at a time. And feel free to put any questions in the Slido. I will be doing Q&A at the end, so it could be general questions, specific questions, and hopefully in answering those I can also show you rather than just tell you. So we'll leave some time for that at the end. Now, the first thing that we know most apps will need is an app icon. So you can see I have this beautiful app icon here. You noticed when I was in Bravo Vision on my phone, that was the icon tile within the menu there for me to select my app. And it's very simply, I have my layers panel here in XD. So for anyone who maybe not be familiar with XD, let me just give you a lay of the land here. So on the left-hand side, we have our layers panel. We have all of our tools and controls. You could also switch this to your Creative Cloud libraries if you have assets and colors and things saved somewhere else. And there's also a plugins panel. Now this, again, super important because this is where you're going to find the Bravo Studio plugin that we need. And if you don't have it already, you can just hit the little plus button up here, which will take you to your Creative Cloud window where you can just search for it and then hit the install button. I already have it, so it's all good. Oops. So that is that. And then on the right-hand side here, we have the sort of properties panel. So this is where you set everything like your fonts, your colors, your sizes, and you add all those little details, your alignment tool, the amazing repeat grid tool, auto resize, all those tools and controls are then on the right-hand side. Alrighty, so we have an app icon, and you'll see from the layers that this is really quite simply just a path. Now this is because it's something that I have just written in like Illustrator, for example, with my iPad, and it's just a path. It could be text, could be an image, could be anything you want it to be. And I've just given the artboard this peachy color. But you'll notice my artboard name, there's something interesting going on here. There's some square brackets, it's called asset icon. Now that is an example of these really important Bravo tags that I mentioned. So let me take you back to the Bravo tags list. So we're going to be doing a lot of flicking in between because this is just how we get everything set up. It's how we make sure it's all correct. And when something doesn't work, we come back to this list and we make sure we're using the right tag. So if we see, there's a lot of things here and we'll be going through quite a few of them. I'm going to make sure I go through as much as I can in the time we have today. I'm going to click on the App Store assets because we know that the app icon is obviously related to when you're releasing an app. It's one of the requirements, right? And you'll see this is how everything is laid out within this tags list. It is really thorough. It's quite comprehensive. If you're trying to look for something and you can't find it, maybe you don't know which group it's under, you can just expand all of these sections. There's a little tip at the top here. So you can do, depending if you're Mac or PC, you could do Command, Option, and T. That would basically expand everything. and then you could just do a like Command F, so do a find and start to type the word for the type of thing you're looking for. So for example, if I were to do that here, I would go Command and Option and T, and you see how it's opened all of these little tables for me. If I then say find, oops, it thinks I'm in Zoom and not the browser. Not sure what happened there.
Oh, really quick, in the chat, there's a lot of echoing coming in your end. I wasn't sure if there's a setting.
There's an echo. What, of my voice?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, like it sounds like drums in the background. If not, that's okay. I will send everyone the recording afterwards.
because I had a fan on and I forgot to turn it off. I'm sorry.
Oh, no worries.
Hopefully it's not. Is it my voice echoing, or there's different sound?
Oh, no echo. I guess some people, maybe it's some people's speaker, but I think we can just go on. Some people have no issue. Some people have the echo. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, let me know if there's any oddities going on. Yeah, so I've expanded all of these, and I can do a Command F to find something within this like web page. So if I want to say like app icon, I might search for icon and see what comes up. And you see that obviously the browser window starts to highlight these for you. So if you don't know where something is grouped, then this is kind of like my little top tip for how to find what it might be that you're looking for. So we know that we want this to be an app icon. So we've got the name there. You can see here, this is the Bravo tag that we need. And then you'll notice here, it says where to place this label. So where are you going to put this tag? Is it going to be on the layer name? Is it going to be a group name? Is it going to be on the artboard name? So when it says top level app page, where XD is concerned, that means that it is the artboard name. So we have this, we have asset icon, right? And you literally can just highlight that all, hit copy, go back to XD. We're going to rename it, just paste that in. And then when we sync everything to Bravo, it knows, okay, cool, this is the app icon. You can do the same thing for having a splash screen. Splash screens you'll only see once you've published an app. You won't see this in Bravo Vision when you're testing. You could also have a loading screen. So this is where on the little scuba diving app, we had our cute little spinning octopus. I have like somebody in a yoga position here. This is where you can start to use Lottie animations. So I just have the image here of the animation itself, and then I have to add in the correct tags. So let me show you how to do that, because this one I think, you know, really excels, because we can't do this in XD currently, but Bravo allows us to take this design to the next level by using a Lottie animation. So you can see I've already added that Bravo tag to our artboard. So it's just state and then loading, because this is our loading screen. So whenever the app loads up, or if we're connected to an API or something, and our app is trying to load in the screen, it will play our little Lottie animation. So let me show you exactly how to set that up. So firstly, we could do our little trick here again. We could search for Lottie. We can see that this is under components here. And the way to use this is the tags are always inside the square brackets. So that's, again, something to remember. And how to tell Bravo that this is a Lottie animation. We're going to call this layer component, :Lottie. And then we're going to put the JSON URL of the Lottie animation we want to use. Now, don't panic. I'll show you exactly where we can get these. They are all online, really free and easy and accessible. So you could go to somewhere like Lottie Files, just lottiefiles.com, and you could do a search. I did a search for yoga to find one. And all I've done is I've selected this one here. So you can see this is just Yoga Girl. It gives you some options if you want to start to like play with the speed and animate and things like that. And all I've done is download the GIF, because we can then insert that as an image on our artboard, so that we know that that is going to be appearing on that screen. It's not going to animate from the GIF itself. But that JSON URL is this URL right here. So you see, if we go to the end of this URL, it's .json. And that's the really important part. So we can copy this. we can go back to XD. If I expand out this layer panel so you can all see, we have component, Lottie, and then we can just paste in that URL. And then Bravo will know that that is the Lottie animation that we want to have playing on our loading screen. So far, so good, I hope. Okay, so you might also want to do things like login screens or forms. You're probably going to have navigation bars and menus. So let's cover a few of these things as well. So let's first up go to, let's go over to the login screen here. So I have a bit of a layout going on, you know, an image and then this kind of panel looking thing. This is just, you know, how I've designed this screen. You can design your screens, like I said, however you want. That's the freedom of Bravo, is you can literally design the thing, how you design your screens, how you want it to look. And then you go in afterwards and group things together and add the tags and everything just works beautifully. So I have a background image here. And the most important thing we need to do is make sure that our layers and our groups of things are called containers. So if this one, for example, I just have my background image and my little kind of logo going on, this is just a container. It doesn't need to have any functionality. It's not anything special. It's just, I want this displayed on the screen. So therefore I need to put it inside of a container. Okay, so you can see if you have your layers named, that's totally fine. Like I quite like naming my layers, keeps everything nice and organized. It means I know what I'm looking at when I'm going through the layers panel. So this is my background group. Again, just has that picture of the lady doing a yoga pose. And then I have my logo. Now you'll notice here, the logo is a little bit different. So because my logo is a path, you know, if I double click into this, you'll see it's made up of all these different shapes and paths. It's an SVG. And likewise, if you had pasted an SVG into XD, that's again, totally possible. We just need to tell Bravo that it is an SVG for it to be displayed correctly. And you'll see we've called this component : SVG. Again, always inside our squared brackets. And we just find that again from the same Bravo's tag list. So some of these, because I've been using this for quite a while, I've just memorized. And once you get the hang of it, I'm pretty sure you're going to be doing that as well. So that's the background. And then I have this little kind of panel that I've designed on this screen here for where I want the login details to be. And you'll notice this one isn't called a container. This one has got the Bravo tag of being a layer. So let me just show you exactly why we've used a layer. And I'm also going to close these because otherwise I'm going to be scrolling for days. Let me just show you why that is. So I'm going to expand the components here. No, wait, containers, this one. Sometimes even I get lost. So we're going to expand this kind of containers section here. And you'll see that was container tag we used earlier. And this just defines like blocks of content, right? So that's the little description. Second level layer, that means we're not putting it on the top layer, which is the artboard name. It's just going on that group name. But we're using a layer here. And the reason we're using a layer is because a layer will have that fixed position. So because I want this panel, regardless of what size phone my app is being viewed on or used on, I always want this panel to be right up at the bottom of the screen. So that's why I'm using it as a layer, because it means it's going to always kind of stick in that position. It's kind of similar if you wanted to do a, like how with Gmail, the app always has that little floating button above your list of emails for when you want to just compose a message really quickly. That's the sort of behavior that layer will give us. So it's like a sticky element. So we're going to use the layers for that one. So that's why we just have it as a layer. So it means that everything in here will always be in this position. And then you'll notice we have some form fields and some buttons. So for any kind of thing that we want to make like enterable, editable with the keypad. So we want our users obviously to be able to tap into this field and type their email address. We just need to give it the right Bravo tag. Like literally, the sky is not even the limit. I can't even say the sky's the limit. So we're going to open our forms section over here. and you'll see for any type of information, any type of input we want to have on our screens, there is a specific tag for that. Again, so that Bravo knows what to ask for and how to process that. So we're asking for an email. So we're using component, input, and email. And where we put this is on the text layer. So you'll notice we haven't put the tag on the group or on the rectangle shape of that like text area. We've put it onto the text itself. And that's how Bravo will know that. And we have done the same for entering a password. And the cool thing about the password input type is that when you type it in, it's not going to show you what you're typing. It's going to show you those little dots, you know, for the secrecy. So no one sees your password that you're typing in. But again, we just took that from this same list here. And all of this is how, you know, benefits of this is if you're then linking your project to a database because you want to collect form information, maybe you have a sign-up page, a subscription page or something like that. This way you're asking your users for their data, and then once they hit the button, you want that to submit to your database. So we're going to need an action on our button. So we're going to come down to the actions section. You can see there's quite a few options here. Again, there's a lot to choose from. So when you have the idea of what you want to do, you then come and look for an action to go with it. So we have things like just triggering a remote action. And then the remote action means that you can tie commands to that button from within Bravo Studio. So if I go back to my dashboard and open this project, I can show you how that works. I think I have it on this screen. So this is how it looks. You can come into your screens and you can start, once you've set up like a database and connected it, you can start going through and tying the right components here. For some reason, I think I must have refreshed this project, so it's not here. But if you want to see how to do that, I actually have a video on Bravo's YouTube channel. So go and check that out there, because I think that's a bit more advanced for than what we need for today. So for adding different commands to those buttons, you can open a URL. So again, if you wanted that login button to log into something else, or if you want to have a button that is sort of, go to my website, then you can use this open URL. And what that will do is will actually, when you click that button from your phone, it will open the native browser and it will open that web page that you have specified within the Bravo tag. Similarly, you can open a PDF as long as all these things are hosted online and have a URL in the right format, which just means it ends in .pdf. Again, you can open a PDF. We could open the native share dialog. So, when you hit that share button, that, the little icon we're all used to seeing, I don't even know what to call it apart from the share icon. When we click that, it gives us that little panel within our phone and says, okay, where do you want to share this to? You can do that as well. You could get it to open the phone dialog and dial a number. You can have it scan a QR code. So maybe you're doing some work with QR codes. As you saw on the dialing app that I showed at the beginning, you can do a search and filter. You can do anything, absolutely anything. So that's how to accept kind of text input with forms. And you'll see here, I have like a register screen. I won't go through all of these, but they're basically from that same form section. You can collect their name, their date of birth, the phone number. And again, the reason you want to use the correct tab, Bravo tag, is so that it also gets the user to put the information in the right format. So when you're inputting phone number, it's not going to give you the regular keyboard. It's going to just open the number pad for the phone, because you don't need to have the alphanumeric, the alphabet in a phone number, right? You can attach and upload a profile photo if you want to create an account and things like that. So that is how to do some inputs. But let's move on to navigation and menus. So you see, I have a navigation bar here. And the way I've used navigation bars is, again, with our layer. But what if we wanted to have a slide-in menu? So if we wanted to have a slide-in menu, all we would need to do is have our artboard. Just going to duplicate this because it's easier. And then, oops, scroll wheel went a bit crazy. We can draw, you know, how wide we want our menu to be. So we say it's maybe, I don't know, 2/3 of the screen or 3/4 of the screen. We want to give that maybe one of our fill colors that goes with the app. So we've got kind of purples and oranges going on. Maybe you have a few things here. So we have classes, we have bookings, we have, what else do we have in this app? Like maybe meditation. So you can have all of those sort of menu items going on. Maybe this is what your menu looks like. And you want that menu to slide in when somebody presses the menu button. So we could turn perhaps our little logo into that menu button. So we go back to our tags list. Like I said, there's a lot of, just flick back and forth and you get the tags that you need. It really is as simple as that. And you'll see there's different types of menus that you can use. So you could have a tabs menu, you could have a no tabs menu. So if I just show you here, you can see the little kind of tutorials and samples as well. So you have a tabs menu here, which is at the bottom of the screen. And you can implement this in a couple of ways. So the way I've implemented it in my design is different to this, and I'll explain why. So here you can draw on one artboard, just draw what your navigation bar is going to look like. And then in prototype mode, you add where those buttons are going to go, what screens it's going to take you to. So you add in all of those links and you only have to do it once. So you see, like you have here, they've added in those different links to the different screens. The only thing that the tabs menu can't currently do is show the active state. So it can't sort of highlight in a different color if you're on the home page. So this is why in my design, I've used just a sticky layer, right? The layer tag, because I wanted to give the users an indication of what screen they were on with this purple line. But let's say we want to do a slide-in menu. Well, that's okay. We just go and find the right tag for that. So you can see there's a few. Slide menu, just like that. So we know this is the tag that we want. And this needs to go on the top level app page. So that means artboard name. So we're going to just double click on our artboard name here and paste that in, menu slide. So now Bravo knows this is the menu. Whenever we want to hit the menu button, this is what comes in. You don't need to do anything else, right? We've got our layers and everything. This is fine. So let's make it so that if we click this little logo here, if I go into prototype mode, and say that's going to bring in our slide menu as an example. So once you've got some things going on, maybe you just want to do a few things to test it out before you build your whole app. You go to your plugins, go to that Bravo Studio plugin. And I've already got some projects going on and I've already logged in, but there'll be a little button here that will ask you to log in via the browser. So you just go ahead and do that. And then you have a panel here. If you've already made a project, so it knows that I've used this document with this project before. It's really clever like that. So it knows I can just hit the update button. But if I wanted to create a new app or I haven't made one before, then you really simply just type in a project name and hit create. And within a minute, it's never very long, it will have created that project for you. So let's go ahead and hit update. Meanwhile, let me check my phone is still displayed mirroring. Let me reconnect this and then we can go and have a look at what we have just implemented and I can show you what that slide-in menu is like. Let's see here, I think I just need to wake up my little tool here. There we go. Okay, cool. So I can pull down and refresh. And you can see here that it says our Design Buddies yoga app was updated just now. So we know that that update and that sync is complete. We know that this is the right app that we want to be testing and looking at. I have a little shortcut, so I don't actually need to log in. You can see that's the screen we were looking at. And if I hit that icon, our slide menu should come in. And if it doesn't, then it means I did something wrong. Okay, so this is where it's a very normal and very natural thing to happen. If something doesn't work, just go back to our design, and we're just going to check through our tags and things to see what did we maybe get wrong. So I think let's go back to our layers and let's have a look here. It might be because this is an SVG without a real kind of button shape behind it. So let's just draw an ellipse or something behind it. So if we do something like that, this is not it's not meant to look good. It's just we're going to make sure we do a little bit of testing at the moment. So we have our logo there. So that's where we want this to go. We just want to group those together. This can be our button. So, okay. Now if we're in prototype mode, let's just move that link to be from the whole button. So I'm going to just take that anchor and drop it over there. Then I'm going to go back to our plugins panel and I'm going to press update. You'll see Bravo is just going to do this really quickly. It's really fast how it actually works, which is really nice. It means you're not having to wait around all the time for it to like build or sync your app. Okay, success, amazing. Let's go back here. Again, I'm going to do a long tap, like a long press on my screen. And I'm going to press this middle option of just update with Bravo. I don't need to go back out to my main menu. I just want it to update this one app that we're looking at. I'm going to take my shortcut through to this home screen. You can see it's added that little kind of white circle behind the logo for us. No, it is me doing something wrong. Let me open up one of my other ones to show you this. So let's go to the book club app. Let's have a look over there. Maybe something to do with how I had my layers before. So I have a little menu button here. So again, this was like this is an example of a layer. Let me just open the layers panel. So this was using the layer tag. And whenever you press our little menu button, I had our menu slide pop out here with all of the things that a menu normally has. So I have this just up on Bravo Vision here, just on my phone. You can see if I press that button, that's what the slide menu will do. It will just slide in, just like that, in and out. Or if you were to just like drag your finger from the edge of the screen and drag it back, it also responds to those gesture commands. So that is slide menu. How are we doing for time? Otherwise, I'm just going to keep going and going.
Yeah, we have about 15 minutes, or actually 17 minutes left for 18.
Amazing.
So yeah.
Leave Q&A time. Must remember Q&A. So I'm pretty sure I've realized my mistake. I've probably put this too far in. So if I were to move our button, let me go back to design mode. If I were to put this as our, let's call this menu button. And if I were to make this a layer and just move it up again, so it's not inside of the container, pretty sure that would now work if we tried it. But instead, we're going to keep moving on because there are a lot of awesome things that I want to show you all. Maybe you want to create a page with a list, or maybe you want to create a page with some content. Let's go through that, because this kind of card view is actually a really popular thing that we use within app design for many different things. The first thing you might want to have is this kind of header, this sort of top bar in your app design. So again, you just draw it up how you want it to look. and then group them all together. And then we just need to add the right tag. So it's a container, but a top bar is a certain type of container. So we can have a look through here. And the best thing about the tags list is that it does give you this little description. So if you're not sure if it's the right thing, you can just read this little description of what is it, and also test it out and play with it between XD and Bravo Vision until you get your desired outcome. So we know that we're doing a top bar, and you can see there's a few different options. There is a top bar that is just fixed, it's always there. There is a top bar that is hidden on scroll, and a top bar that will show on scroll. So depending how you want that behavior to be, what you want that animation and interaction to look like when the user scrolls down the page, you can use any one of these options. We're just going to go with a regular standard top bar. So we're just going to use this tag here. And you can see I have our group name. I've called the group top bar as well, just again, so that I know what these layers all mean. And we just have container top bar. Always have our tags in our square brackets. And then for the content of our page, you can see if I go really, if I really kind of get into how I've designed these, I basically just designed a card once and then duplicated it multiple times and just changed the images and the titles, which is typically how this kind of works, right, in design. So you can see here, I have my card group, and then inside of that, I have all of these different elements. I have my image, I have the background here, I have the different text layers, I've got a couple of icon layers. And again, with those icons, like this star up here and my little clock timer, it's important just to remember to name those container SVG. So any sort of path illustration that you're adding in, maybe you use one of the icon plugins in XD, any of those icons that you're adding, make sure you tag them as container SVG. Otherwise, when you're looking at Bravo Vision and previewing your app, you're going to see something's going to look a bit wonky. It's going to be out of place. It's not going to look how it does on the screen here. So make sure you're adding those tags. So you can see it's literally just a group of all these different cards. And then there's this other layer at the back of the cards. So this is my back, like furthest back layer. This is the layer at the very bottom. And if I zoom out, you'll see that this covers the whole sort of area that my content is in. And I've called it area, but it doesn't have a fill, it doesn't have a border. And quite frankly, you could turn it down to 0% as well. So it could be completely transparent. But if I just turn on some color here so you can see what it is, it's literally just using the rectangle tool to draw out the area that I want this container to take up. So where we have this container full of the cards, if I don't have the area in the background as that like invisible layer, things will be squashed up together. It won't know what size to make this container, because if you were doing this in web design or in code, you would set the height and the width of the container. So this is how, from a design point of view in XD, we set those constraints. So I can go ahead and turn off that fill because we don't need it. And if you only had this, if you made this area rectangle shorter than your content list, then you'd only be able to, scroll to a certain point. You would notice it when you were in Bravo Vision previewing it, that something isn't quite right. So that's something to make sure you add in there, is just an area. And then you just give it that container tag and everything will work as a list. And then if you were to, for example, prototype these so that it goes to one of these, maybe you go and see more details about this yoga class, we have a screen here for that. Again, we have our top bar. So we've just used the same top bar as before, and I've just taken out the available classes heading. We've got the image that goes with the class. Again, we've still got that as kind of rating. So I've kind of copied some of the information over for that consistency for our users, and then tells them when the class is, a bit more details about the class. And I have a book now button, and we have our nav bar. We've already gone over that. So here for our content, like I've said, we've got our top bar, we've got our navigation bar, which is our layer there. Then we have our page content. And again, it is just all of the things that we need to have. It's all the content that I want to have displayed on the screen of my app inside of a regular container. And then I have this area at the back here to make sure that it doesn't squash any of my content and it displays correctly. And then for my description, you'll notice there's a tag here called Flexo. So let me just show you all why we use Flexo. So if I expand all of our tables here, do a little search for Flex. Here we go. So this is our flexible text. This is when you want to have that sort of text area. And depending on how the text is then, what's the word I want? Because we're looking at creating a native mobile app, you can set on your devices, you can set your font size to be different from that sort of accessibility point of view. So maybe somebody has increased the font size on their device. We want to make sure that this text box is going to flex and expand and fit all of the content in there. We don't want anything to be cut off. So that is how we make the text box work correctly. Again, we've got a little book now button. I went over the buttons before. I have a booking screen. Again, this is just another card. You could create more if you wanted to have a list. I have one here because I was playing around with and doing the tutorial for connecting this all with API, with a database. And that's, like I said, that's kind of like the next level we won't go into today. But that video is on the Bravo Studios YouTube channel if you do want to check out doing things like that. But yeah, let's give this a final preview on my phone here. And we could probably start opening up Q&A maybe. Want to make sure we get it time.
Yeah, we can do a quick group photo, but really quick. Feel free to turn on your camera if you want to get ready for that. As long as you have like fun objects like right there. But definitely submit a Q&A on Slido. I don't know if we'll be able to get over everything, but I can start a thread on Discord so we can answer async as well.
Amazing. Yeah, I'm on the Discord. People feel free to tag me and at me. It's all good.
Yeah.
Do you need me to stop sharing for this?
Oh, yeah, you can finish the demo first, and then we can do the photo. I have everyone open, don't worry. I have a huge monitor, so it's all good for me.
You're ready.
Let me just drop the link to Design Buddy's background. I love seeing that. Makes me happy.
So yeah, so this is what we've created. The reason I skipped that is because I added like a cheeky little prototype link in XD. So it's my get rounder from logging in. You can see we have our list. This one was just a horizontal list. So again, you just use the container horizontal scroll for that. If you want a list to go that way around. We have our, something went a bit off there. Yeah, here we go. We have our list of classes here. Again, we can just scroll through. Our nav bar sticks at the bottom because it's a layer. We can click into one of these. And then there's a video, which that's an exciting feature. So I could show you that as well once we take a photo, because that's a really quick tag. Cool. So shall I?
Awesome. But yeah, feel free to stop sharing. But yeah, I'll count down 5 seconds. So you have enough time for Q&A. I just have a really hard stop in 8 minutes. But all right, feel free to bring up any stuffed animals you want or anything you want to be in their photo. We have Design Buddy's backgrounds dropped in the chat as well. I know it's 8 a.m. for a lot of y'all, so I know sometimes it's not always camera friendly time, but that is okay. We're global. All right, 10, 9. We'll do a static one first and then a wait for Instagram story. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh yeah, I love all your pets and masks and yeah. All right, 1, 1, 2, 3. Smile. I'm gonna take a couple and choose the one where everyone looks the best and you know how it's like. All right, I need my object too. All right, we're gonna do a wait for Instagram story and do a Q&A. All right, ready? You can like wave, dance, dab. This is what we do at like every Design Buddies event, just to keep things like really wholesome and chill. Yeah, all right, ready, set, go. Hello, buddies. We are with Fergie and Bravo and very wholesome no-code app workshop with Bravo. Thank you all so much for coming and catch recording on a YouTube channel. Awesome. This will be on our Instagram story at design.buddies. And with that, let's resume to the Q&A. Do you have any preferred method? Do you prefer just like going through really quick, or do you want me to read out the questions?
We can go through really quick, and then
yeah,
as long as we have a minute to do the challenge at the end as well, then.
Oh yeah, did you want to introduce the challenge really quick first?
Yeah, sure. So we have a really awesome challenge for you all, which I'm excited about. And if I wasn't presenting, I would totally be entering this. So our challenge for you all is to create a 2-screen app. So use XD, create 2 screens or more if you really want to, if you're really getting into it. And we want you to then put your design, add all the Bravo tags, and use Bravo Studio and use Bravo Vision on your phone to test it out and preview it. But we want it to have a spooky Halloween theme because it's coming up to Halloween soon. So it could be maybe an app you've already started designing, or maybe you could have a cool idea for a Halloween app. That's it. There's no sort of restrictions other than use XD, make it Halloweeny, and minimum 2 screens. Sync it all with Bravo, preview it, share it on your socials, tag me, tag Bravo, tag Design Buddies, of course. And then if I quickly share my screen and show you how to submit it. So once you've done that sync to Bravo and you come here to your dashboard, you'll be able to select your project. So once you're in it like this and you see all your screens, you'll see that there is a share button here. So all you need to do is hit that share button, and then you're going to be inviting me or Pedro from Bravo Studio. So we'll be entering my email address. We'll add that into the Discord chat, but it is basically, hey girl, oops, my thing is not even typing. Hey girl at fergie.design. And then you would just hit invite. So then I get to come in and see the cool thing that you've created. And then we're going to look through everything, and then we're going to pick some winners. And the prizes, fake drum roll, we have 3 places. So 2nd and 3rd place winners will get a free 3-month plan of the Olé subscription here on Bravo Studios. And the winner will get a free, let me show you them here. There's all the different plans. Dun, dun, dun. So Olé, this is this middle one here. And our 1st place winner will have a free 3-month subscription to the Bravissimo account, as well as a $100 Amazon voucher. Plus, it doesn't even end there. All 3 winners will have the opportunity to continue designing and building the app. And if you want to publish it to the App Store, then Bravo Studio are going to help you do that. So they're going to give you all the help and support in actually publishing your first app. So yes, get those ideas, get your brain working, think of something cool, and get submitting. Can't wait to see what you all create.
Yeah, make sure to share them all on Discord too. We would love to see it and comment on it too. With that, let's do a really quick lightning round. And for other questions not answered, feel free. I'll start a thread on Discord too. But yeah, did you want to just go through really quick, or did you want me to read them up as well?
Yeah, just getting the windows over here. Okay, I'm going to go top down. Bravo seems too good to be true. Believe me, it is true, ladies and gents. Are there any notable limitations that I have come across? Honestly, the way that Bravo Studio work is that they are releasing new features and updates all the time. So it is constantly evolving. The most recent feature has been payments for example. So if you wanted to create your own little e-commerce store or something, then you could do that. It's linked with Stripe payments. From what I've been doing, I haven't found a limitation yet. It really is that good. So it's not too good to be true. It is true. Excuse me, I have weird hiccups. All right. Next one. If I'm ready to build an actual app and start inviting users to the app, will I be able to license this app and put it in the App Store like a regular app? Yes, completely. So you can do that all within Bravo Studio. I didn't want to go through that today because this was more of a beginner's insight. Maybe I'll come back another time and we can go through kind of the next level or how to publish, or maybe Bravo can bring somebody in and connect you guys for that. But like I said, check out their YouTube channel. They have interviews and videos from people who have launched multiple apps from the platform. So yeah, it's all there. Next one, Bravo Studio, is it free to create a mobile app? Yes, there is a free account. So get going. If you go onto the Bravo plans page, you'll see exactly what you can and can't do with the different types of accounts. But yeah, no, I mean, yeah, it really is free. You just get more benefits and more perks as you go up in the plans. Quick question, if it only works with small project file sizes? Nope, it works with any sized document. There's no limit on the number of screens, so you don't need to worry about that. For some reason, you can only find the Bravo Studio Tag Manager on Figma plugins. I'm not a Figma user, don't hate me. Okay, don't hate me. I would assume if it's got the same little logo and it's called Bravo Studio Tag Manager, I would assume that's the same thing. But check out the YouTube. They do have some Figma content on there as well.
I gotta hop off now, but I'm gonna stop the recording on YouTube. I made Nabil host, so you can keep going.
Okay, amazing.
All right, bye. Oh, Nabil, he had to stop streaming on YouTube. Oh, you can keep streaming actually. I just had to hop off, but bye everyone.
Oh, thanks, Grace. Where were we with questions? Is Bravo fully compatible with features like auto animate, repeat grid, and stacks? Okay, really good question. Yes and no. So if you have used a repeat grid on one of your screen designs, you actually need to ungroup that grid and just turn it into a container. So you still have to, go through and add those Bravo tags, that container tag. But if you leave a repeat grid as a repeat grid, that is not something that Bravo knows how to read at the moment. So my advice for that, having done that myself multiple times and been like, why is this not working? Just ungroup that repeat grid and then it will all be hunky-dory and it will be fine all over again. Same with, I think the same with stacks because of the way it kind of groups it. Yeah, I think. I'm trying to remember now. It's one of those things that you know when you're doing it, but can't remember to say it out loud. I want to try and get through all these questions before we go because there's only a few left, I think. Is it more for prototyping or can I build an actual app? Nope, you build a real life app and publish it to the App Store. It's not, no, I mean, you could use it for prototyping if you want because it's really cool to have it on your phone or on your device. But no, you publish it to the App Store, you connect with databases, you can do all kinds of things. So it's, yeah, for building real apps. Do Bravo tags work with instances and symbols? If you mean like component instances in XD, yes, you just need to make sure you're adding the right type of tag. So depending on what the thing is, you might need to add the container tag, you might need to add the SVG tag. It depends what is in that instance. If it's a symbol, if it's a path, like a drawn symbol, then again, go with that SVG tag. Could you build a chat app? I'm not sure. Not sure on that one. Maybe go and ask the community. So let me quickly share my screen and show you how to get to the community. Once you are, I've got the window open, but I want to show you how to get to that window. Okay, so we're going to go to our dashboard and click here. And then you'll see, sorry, here, publishing. I have this window open, but I was trying to remember how to get to it for everybody. So there is a community, so well, you can get there from the URL. So community.bravostudio.app, and you can just create a free account here. This is where Bravo post all of their announcements. It's where they feature apps that have been published and made with Bravo. So those 3 lucky winners, they'll also be featured here as well, and on the Bravo socials. You can see the features that have been requested. You can comment, you can upvote things, you can ask for help. So this is where I was mentioning you can ask for help, whether that's with data and API and backend things, whether it's with the tags, maybe you're trying to publish your app and you need some help. You can join these spaces and ask your questions in there. Dun, 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 dun. How long is the contest on for? I believe it is 10 days. So if I were to open up my calendar, I'm pretty sure all these details are in the Discord. So just check there for the actual date. But I think it was 10 days. Will there be a replay? Yes, this is on the YouTube. So because it's streamed on YouTube, it will be on YouTube, the YouTube. Huh. Could you use this for a gaming app? That's a really interesting question that, you know what, I don't know. I don't see why not. But that would be worth reaching out and asking in the Discord or in the Bravo community. So one of the experts can get back to you. Yeah, cool. Okay, I think that was all of the questions. If there are more questions, as Grace mentioned, I'm in the Discord, so feel free to tag me in the event chat, and I'll be answering them there. And I think also a few of the folks from Bravo Studio are also in the chat, so can also answer the questions that I can't answer. And I think that is it. Anything else, Nabil, that maybe I've not done?
Yeah, I think that's everything for now. So I just want to say thanks everyone for coming. I hope you guys learned a lot, and thanks a lot to Fergie and Grace as well. Elizabeth too for helping out. And yeah, there's not much else here. Feel free to connect to each other. I'm going to post the links in the chat again, as I've been doing throughout the event. Feel free to use the networking sheet to connect with each other, and looking forward to see what you guys all create. Never stop making work, so keep doing what you're doing and enjoy. Thanks everyone for coming. And if you have any more questions, just ask on Discord or Bravo community.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah. Yeah, Fergie, Elizabeth, if you guys want, we can do like a quick retrospective in a breakout room.
Okay.
Just to discuss if you guys want to. And it'll be quick. How's that sound?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I'm gonna open up a breakout room for just the 3 of us.
Okay.
Just give me a moment. Oh, and I'm going to invite Estefania as well.
Not sure if she dropped off.
Oh yeah, I don't see her.